Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
And it just made sense to me that like religion or whatever was invented by the higher class to protect themselves. Because think about this, right now, like I'm tree trimming, trying to use my degree, get into education. I would be a peasant. I'd be the peasant class. I'm keeping the lights on. I'm trimming the trees, making sure that in the storm it doesn't fall over and everyone loses their power. I don't make a whole lot. I do okay because I'm prudent with my money. I'm a good steward with money. I take care of it. I don't spend it on crazy stuff. You can see I don't wear like super nice clothes. And even if that those coats, those jackets I have, it's like $2 at Goodwill. But it's pretty good. Life is pretty good. I'm enjoying myself. It's fairly comfortable. There's some, I get a little flack every now and then. I run into some problems, but overall life is good. Back then, think about the hardships of being in that like peasant class. Breaking your back every day. There's no like real capitalistic system, so it's some people think capitalism is bad.
Well, I have to disagree. It was mercantilism.
Okay.
For at that time, you got to think of, now we have lights, but at that time you had people that was relying on candles and bread makers and carpet makers. So those people, everybody needed candles in the house. Everybody needed light. But what you saw was that those merchants were becoming wealthier than nobility. And the nobility couldn't have that because you're not born of noble birth. You just wealthy because every motherfucker need a candle in their house. So that's why you had capital. That's one of the beginnings of capitalism.
I like that right there because I was going more of the route of the rich, the wealthy, the noble. They're like, why? I need to do something to keep these people at the bottom occupied, to give them hope because gosh, their life sucks, And eventually they're gonna say, hey, there's more of us than them. Okay, their guards have weapons and stuff. You know what? We're gonna have to sacrifice if we want to take that castle. And you get people miserable enough, they'll do it. So I think that's just something that I throw out there. It's not like, I don't know if that's if people are studying that. But I think religion was created to keep like the lower class at the time, like occupied and gave them hope because it feels good to like go out there in the field every day when you think like after this I will live on in eternity. I will have a life beyond this physical life. So I think that could have been an explanation for it because they were like, we need to protect what we have. We've worked hard to get this. We've shed blood. Let's keep it. Let's keep them occupied.
I think I'm missing the point of where religion comes in. So religion is being used because the people that are working at the bottom that's making very little money, it's working hard. Where does religion? How is religion tied into that?
Because eventually you're like, why am I doing this? You want to take what the other person has because society for a long time.
If they didn't have religion, they think that way.
Yeah, they would just be like, well, I'm ready to come and get this because their life is terrible. And in the very beginning, like we just did that. If we came across a group, I'm sure it was just like warfare immediately. You have something I don't. Prevail. It just seems like eventually that class would have rose up. I'm not saying I've read on this. This is just an idea that I've had that I would like to look more into to see if it's plausible. Because it just seems like if you're wealthy at that time, when life for the lower class is so difficult and so hard, you need to come up with an idea, something to keep them occupied. Because eventually, they're going to get sick and tired of living in the muck, and you're like eating whatever you want. Because it's always been, especially like even today, you see it in government. Rules for thee, not for me. Always. And I don't even want to get it super political, but you do see it like when the shutdowns were happening. You saw several different governors or even mayors that would go out. They would say, oh, you can't go to the whatever hair salon. You can't do this or that. Whether they're Democrat or not, a lot of them were, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to show people is like, they're all doing you dirty. They're all making rules and then living their life. While you have to succumb to the rule. Now, I know that got off of the religion thing, but that ultimately, I just think, to me, it kind of makes sense that the rich would make religion to keep people occupied just in the same way. They give us all these rules, but they keep doing whatever they want.